Hello, welcome to my channel, Shine Your Light. My name is Amber, and this is just going to be a little chit chat about what's been going on in my personal life lately. And almost a month ago, I went for my first mammogram. And I'll be turning 44 soon, so I thought it was time to have a baseline done, and given my family's history and that fibrocystic breasts and lumpy boobs, as we call them, it's not uncommon to get called back for a second mammogram, and that is what happened with me. And also I was asked to have an ultrasound, which I had done, and that still came back suspicious. They couldn't tell exactly what it was, and there were two spots that in one breast that they wanted me to go have a biopsy with. And today is Thursday, and I went in for the biopsy today, and I've actually tried to do a video about this a few times, just kind of my journey so far, and I've deleted them all. I just didn't seem right or feel right, but I have been doing, some different healings, meditations on myself and my energy, and I definitely believe in, your perspective and where your perspective is and your attitude on different situations in life, and how much that can affect not just your outlook, but really all of it, depending on what you're going through. And, even though I was really staying optimistic, I really didn't have any worries after I got the first call back. And I have had, signs from Spirit and my loved ones in Spirit throughout this entire thing. And I really wasn't worried per se until, I was told that I needed to go in for a biopsy. I guess, hearing those words when somebody says them to you, can affect you differently. Things just hit a little closer to home, I have several friends who have been through this, and, having to go back for the regular checks and stuff, and have been fine. I do have one friend who is going through chemo right now, and she is doing her best to stay positive and fight cancer. So here's to her, and everyone else who has either had a scare, is going through something like this now, or has gone through it, or will be going through it. My heart goes out to you. Even if you try to stay positive, and I kept telling, my team Spirit that, no matter what goes through my head, or what I start thinking, or the waves of emotion that hit you throughout this, I'm not losing my faith, and I still have faith and trust. And whatever the outcome is happening for, the greatest good, and it's all in divine timing. So, I've been through the different thoughts, even though I waited, maybe 3 weeks, or maybe it was longer, to be able to get in for my second mammogram and ultrasound. Then from having that and needing the biopsy was a very short amount of time. So I felt fortunate to not have to, be on that emotional roller coaster for too long. And, everything from, even if you try to stay positive, it's everything from, everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be okay, I just know that in my heart, to the little what ifs in the back of your head. They're always back there, well, what if? Well, and then the thoughts of, well, I do need to prepare myself for, in case I, get results that are not what I had hoped or wanted, and, what happens if this, and what happens if that, and at times I was very content, and at other times the tears just start rolling on the face. So, I caught myself. I had to go to the grocery store after finding out that I needed to go in for a biopsy. And of course, the tears are streaming down because I'm thinking, I've got to tell my daughter, I've got to tell, family and loved ones. And so, I pull myself together and get rid of the tears before I go in the grocery store. And then I caught myself going through there going, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, you only live once. It's just falling into that mindset trap of I'm just going to junk it out. And I did buy a Dutch apple pie, and I did buy some caramel cold brew M&Ms, which are really good. But I ended up not getting the other stuff that I was going to get. So, you do have to have some treats now and then regardless. And then I catch myself thinking about, okay, worst case scenario, what are the options going to be? And what if I have to go through chemo, or what if I have to do this? And then I thought about a video that I had seen, and I know it's pretty common for people to kind of try to put yourself into perspective of being grateful for your life right now. And that question of, what if I only had this much time to live? What if I only had, and when I was mowing the lawn, the 2 years was going through my head. What if I only had 2 years left? And I caught myself thinking, I'm going to get rid of all the extra crap in my house. I'm going to clean up so that my daughter doesn't have to deal with that. And I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then there's this guy over here. But, I'd remind myself that I don't have any results yet. And I do believe that try not to stress as much as you can. Try to keep yourself as positive as you can, but also let those emotions come in. Those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions is all part of being human. And it's okay, baby. Come here. There's some kids walking on the other side of the sidewalk. Come on. Atlas, come here. So, as it got closer to needing to go in for this biopsy, the little waves would come a little more often. And this morning, I watched a video from Wolf Girl Oracle, and you should go check her channel out because she's great. And she does these drive-in talks, and she'll get your mind thinking, and inspirational things. So this morning, it's kind of how I have two channels that I watch in the mornings while I'm getting ready for work, and hers is one of them. And this morning was a drive-in talk on letting yourself feel the feelings. So it really, really helped this morning to hear that, and just to let yourself be in the moments, regardless what it is, because we all have thoughts that are negative sometimes. We all have thoughts that are not always good. But, holding everything in, suppressing your emotions doesn't do you any good. I know that. I've done it. And I know for a fact that at some point they are going to come out. And it's usually either when you least expect it, or a very inconvenient time or moment. But you can't stop them. If they're going to come out, they're coming out. And those tears are going to roll. And So thank you, Dolly, for that message this morning. It really did make me feel better and help me have the motivation to actually get through this video. So back to today, I ended up going in and I really kind of felt somewhat neutral. I mean, through the different roller coasters of emotions. Hold on just a second. All right. Hi, baby. Oh, goodness, sorry. All right. Sorry, the kids were going by and they're playing and screaming and having fun. So, being kids, you know. And then this guy here. Oh my goodness. So, I go in today and I am sitting in so much gratitude right now. I guess I'll back up a little bit. So in preparation for this, I've been trying to do some self-energy healings through meditation, my salt showers to rid the negative energy and my own negativity away and call my energy back and send anyone else's attached energy back to them. And of course, praying. I've been calling in my team spirit, and I've been getting signs like my lights blinking and finding angel feathers, especially like right where I was going to sit to do this video. I did feel a lot of faith and felt like I was surrounded by multiple loved ones in spirit. And when I went in today, they decided they were going to do another ultrasound before they did the biopsy, and then the biopsy's with an ultrasound anyway. So she gave me all the run through on how the procedure would go and what would happen and what to do afterwards, and she did the ultrasound. Atlas, hey, slow down there, mister. Thank you. All right, where was I? So she gave me the rundown and got all prepped, and she gave me the gown thing you have to put on, and she left the room so I could change, and I sat down and did another prayer, and I called in my loved ones in spirit, my guides, angels. I called in Archangel Michael, and I just asked them to be with me and to help me keep that faith and the strength and for the best possible outcomes. So she did the ultrasound and called the doctor in, and we were about to get ready, so I thought, for the biopsy. And the doctor comes in and he says, well, we have good news. I'm thinking, okay, that's awesome. Still thinking I'm getting ready to have this biopsy done, and then I was going to have to go and have another mammogram directly afterwards to make sure that the markers that they were going to be placing into these two spots would show up on the next mammogram that I had. So, Atlas. So he goes on to explain, the ultrasound and different, how it's kind of read. And he said that they believe that these are just very, very dense tissue areas instead of whether it was a cyst or, lumps or anything that was suspicious enough to need to take biopsies, and that they measured and are going to just keep an eye on these two areas instead of doing the biopsy. He said that there was not anything suspicious enough within these two spots that would make them feel that they needed to biopsy them. From the looks of everything and their ultrasound, they believe it's just very dense tissue. So that was not what I was expecting. It was what I was hoping for, but I didn't feel like that was going to be the results I was going to get. And he told me that they were going to cancel the biopsy, and they do want me to come back in every 6 months to keep an eye on these two tissue areas, and we'll just go from there. So back it up, babe. Come on, go get it. So I am sitting in so much gratitude today for that. And I was driving there, and I thought to myself, what if it comes back, the results are what I'm hoping for? What if they are the best case scenario? What am I learning from this? And I decided that the compassion that we have for other people when they are going through similar situations or any type of situation like this, we have that compassion for people, but it's on a whole new level when you're going through it yourself, or if you have been through it yourself and you know the emotional things that go on in your mind and just the feelings that flow and just the waves of all of that come and go. So having gone through this, I do have a whole new level of compassion for anyone who has gone through this, is going through this, will go through this. And my heart goes out to everyone who has had, even if it's not this same type of situation, when there are situations that make us question either, how long do we have, or facing treatments, or the loss of a loved one, or, just anything medical. When you can relate to it by having experienced something similar. Here, drop it. It just makes it so much more intense. So that is what I've been going through. Well, on top of that, I've had all sorts of other stuff that has kept me so busy. We had a really big hailstorm in April. Atlas, we're talking 2-inch hail in this area. I had hail damage to my roof and my window sills and my eaves and the gutter guards. So I'm in the process of the claim for insurance and having contractors come out and the insurance adjusters. And then my grandma had fallen and she broke a vertebrae in her neck and fractured one in her back and has been they were not able to do surgery on it. So this is going to be a long recovery for her in a neck brace. And between me and my aunt, we go every day to her house to take care of her cat and just make sure everything's good and get her mail. I've been doing that almost every day. And he's running in circles. There's been just so much going on that for those few weeks, my mind's been pretty busy with everything that I've got to do. So yes, things have been very, very busy. And in a way, I'm kind of grateful for that because, not to avoid my feelings by keeping busy, but focusing on things helps, So when we're faced with things that make us realize just how short life can be, it's eye-opening, it's a wake-up call, it's, heart-opening, and I'm just sending out so much love and so much gratitude. So, to all of you for watching, thank you for commenting and liking, and I appreciate you all so much. And I will be back again with some different readings and things. We are approaching the end of the school year, so things are kind of crazy with that. We have several open houses to go to. Anyway, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all beyond words, and I'm sending you all love. Mwah.